CTV's Abigail Bimman is on that flight and set up the goal of the trip before taking off. Abigail.
Sandy, in a significant shift, a Canadian government official told reporters Canada doesn't believe India is engaging in the kinds of activities the RCMP and the former Prime Minister accused them of. The RCMP and Justin Trudeau said there was evidence the Indian government was involved in violence on Canadian soil, while a CSIS report called India one of the main perpetrators of foreign interference and espionage. 4 Indian nationals are accused in the murder of Canadian Sikh activist Hardeep Singh Nijjar. That case is currently before the BC Supreme Court. At a briefing, a Canadian official suggested those kinds of activities are no longer happening, stressing productive conversations with the Indian government now and saying twice they didn't believe this trip would go ahead if those activities were still taking place. While some in Canada's Sikh community strongly reject the claim, saying the danger is still a reality, the World Sikh Organization of Canada says more than a dozen community members live under a credible threat. Now, overall, this is a major Indo-Pacific trip with the aim to diversify trade away from the United States. Canada and India have committed to a broad trade deal. While that won't be finalized on this trip, government officials say it will be formally launched. We can also expect Carney and India's Prime Minister to sign a number of smaller agreements known as MOUs or Memorandums of Understanding. CTV News has learned there are expected to be letters of intent as well as MOUs signed on defense, critical minerals, and clean energy, as well as something expected to be announced around pulses and uranium. Canada and India have been in talks over a reported $4 billion 10-year uranium deal. Pulses and uranium, both very important in Saskatchewan. And Premier Scott Moe is one of 2 premiers joining on the trip, along with New Brunswick's Susan Holt. Some analysts say big picture this trip is about Carney putting his Davos speech into action.
He's taking that message of middle powers coming together to deal with the disruptions that we're facing, given what the great powers, U.S. and China, are doing, to the region that's actually the most consequential to Canada's future economic prosperity and security.
This will be Mark Carney's first trip to India, Australia, and Japan as Prime Minister. Sandy?
CTV's Abigail Bimman.